We're here to tell a little story about why you shouldn't put things into your mouth when you don't know what they are.
Welcome back to the Jenny McCarthy Show on Sirius XM Stars.
Always ask someone you love before you put anything in your mouth.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Jenny McCarthy Wahlberg. You know how much I love my experts and my books. Love them. Great title. And he's back for more. David Essel. The new book is called Focus. I love this title. Focus! Exclamation point. Drop the law of attraction. Slay your goals. The proven guide to huge success, a powerful attitude, and profound love. Hey, David, how are you?
Jenny, it's so great to be back with you, honey.
I know. I'm so glad. And I love the title of this book. It's genius.
Oh, thank you. Hey, and for all of your listeners that don't know this, your very favorite radio host in the world, Jenny McCarthy, wrote the foreword to the book. And Jenny, I got to tell you something cute. The other day, a friend of mine looked at me and said, "Hey, I read the foreword that Jenny wrote, and it actually intrigued me to read the rest of the book because I wasn't going to, David."
No way. Well, I mean, you're so talented, and you the way you say it is it's just so easy to get it. You know what I mean? So why do you think people should stop believing in the law of attraction? Let's start there.
Well, first of all, the law of attraction is more effective from a negative perspective than a positive one. And the example I give in our book, Focus, Jenny, is that I've had millions of people for the last 28 years as a counselor and a life coach come into the office and they'll say, I can't stop these feelings of anxiety about my relationship or money or my health, or for some reason I can't stop overeating or overspending or drinking. Like, that's the negative side of the law of attraction. Once you start a negative thought process, it's really easy for it to expand. Now, the teachers of the law of attraction, unfortunately for us, have got it all wrong because they say whatever you think about, you bring about. But in the book, I say, I've never had, Jenny, someone come into the office and say, "David, last week I started this positive thought and I can't get it out of my mind."
There really is a side effect for negative thinking.
Yeah, exactly. And so what we say in the book is, look, you got to drop what we've been taught as the law of attraction, and you've got to realize that in order to have a great life, you're going to have to do things differently than what you're doing right now, which is what the book Focus, Slay Your Goals is all about. What do we need to do differently? That's the key to success.
I love it. Now, you say that karma is not absolute. Can you explain what you mean by that to the audience?
Yeah, we've taken, again, just like we took the law of attraction as absolute, we've taken this concept of karma as absolute, and it's not at all. When people, have a bad breakup and they put on Twitter or they put on Facebook, his ass is going to get it for what he did to me, karma's going to bite him, karma's a bitch. That stuff is not true. Like in the book, I tell story after story about clients that I've worked with that are not very nice people, and I'm not proud of that, but I do have clients that aren't very nice people who never have a trouble sleeping. They don't have any addictions. They do crappy things to people, and they just move on through life. And then the other thing we say in the book, Jenny, which is really crucial, especially right now because of what's been happening in our school system, karma says what goes around comes around. You get what you receive what you sow. You reap what you sow. So then how do we explain karma with my friend Scarlett Lewis, whose 6-year-old son Jesse was massacred at the Sandy Hook Elementary School? How do we say that he deserved that? How do we say that he created that? Because people that talk about karma, they say it's absolute. You reap what you sow. What did that beautiful little boy Jesse Lewis do in 6 years of age in order to deserve that?
Nothing.
So we say crappy things happen to great people. So let's throw this stuff out about karma. And plus, if you're talking about how your ex is going to get it because they did A, B, or C, you're living in the world of negativity.
Totally. And if you're wishing bad things upon people, that's not healthy whatsoever.
Oh, gosh, it's just killing us all, So in the book, Focus, Slay Your Goals, we put out some very profound thoughts, as we did in the last book that I was with you, on. And by the way, Jenny, this is so exciting. This book, Focus, Slay Your Goals, went #1 bestseller last week.
I know. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. And you deserve it. It's great.
Oh, it's so much fun.
It's what we all are looking for too. It's like people after watching The Secret, remember scratching their heads, going, "Why isn't this working?"
I know. Well, and for the people that are still doing that, we have a chapter on affirmations where, listen to this, Jenny. We say if you're still using affirmations from the era of The Secret and the Law of Attraction, and you're saying, "I am a millionaire," "I am a size 6" when you're a size 24, whatever it might be. Guess what you're doing every day to yourself?
Yeah, exactly. Right? Feeling like
You're
shit.
You feel like shit because you're lying to yourself.
Right.
if you're saying I am now let me break it down a little bit. If you are earning $1 million a year, that means you're making $80,000 a month, and less than 1% of the U.S. population has the gifts and the talent or the ability to earn $80,000 a month. So the book says, let's not throw out affirmations. Let's use them, but we teach you how to use them in a realistic way to boost your self-esteem, not to lie to yourself every day.
Right. And and you still teach how to slay your goals, like how to make what you want happen successfully.
Oh, absolutely. We have a 90-day program that we teach in the book. And we say to people, if you're realistic and you follow what we tell you to do 6 to 7 days a week with your thought process, with your positive thinking, because I'm still a huge positive thinker, if you do what we share with you in the book, you will in 90 days see a radical change in your body, in your finances, with your relationships. You have to be consistent and do what we do. Do you remember the guy, Bill Phillips, that wrote a book years ago called Body for Life?
I do.
Yeah, well, Bill and I, formed a friendship, and I used to host a radio show and had him on, and I didn't believe in his book when it came out in 1997. But I followed it for 90 days, and my body became a rock in 90 days. And so I mentioned in our book people that have followed the program that in 90 days have dropped a 30-year opiate addiction, in 90 days doubled their income. So, Jenny, we don't just put out philosophy, as you know. I think this is my 5th time on your show, and I am so grateful for you for having me back. I really am.
I love it. I absolutely love having the platform.
Yeah, and what we want to do is we want people to realize that if you focus, you can slay your goals, you can create success, a great attitude, and profound love.
The book is called Focus, Drop the Law of Attraction, Slay Your Goals, the proven guide to huge success, a powerful attitude, and profound love. He knows what he's talking about, you guys. You say that until we forgive everyone who has hurt us, we will never be ready for the deepest, most profound form of love. Why can't we just move forward into a new relationship? Explain that.
Oh, wouldn't that just be wonderful? If we could be betrayed, cheated on, stolen from, and just go, I forgive you. I'm going to be Jesus Christ. I'm going to turn the other cheek and walk. Like that. But this is what happened. And you and I on previous shows have talked about our past relationships and choices we made that aren't healthy. Oh, and I want to say this about you and Donnie. I was talking to I was getting my hair cut the other day, and I told my hairdresser I was going to be, being on the show. And I said, what one of the freaking coolest things about your relationship is that you share your love with the world, Jenny.
Oh.
Is that, on your post on Instagram, on Twitter, like I follow you all the time, and I am just so happy to see a healthy, great relationship that you are proud to share with the world, because so many people believe in you and they want what you have, and that you're just such a great role model. From many things, but for love, definitely. And I thank you.
You know why? I used Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell as an example. Like in Hollywood for 20 years, I would always look to them and be like, "Oh my God, they're still so in love. Oh my God, they're still giggling at each other. Oh my God!" And it's so nice to have that example, because there aren't that many out there, And so I do get mushy and want to express my love to Donnie, and I don't think we could even possibly hide it if we tried it.
Which is so cool. And so going back to your question about why is it important, I share a story in the book about a woman that stole a large amount of money from me, and how I said at that time I was never going to forgive her.
Right.
And as I wasn't, and I had great justification not to forgive her. She wasn't apologetic. She thought that I owed her it for some reason. God, who knows why. But anyway, And as I moved forward, I had resentments. I could sense, not just in romantic relationships, I just had resentments. And I did my work that I do with all my other clients. I took them through. And forgiveness is not easy. You have to do a lot of soul searching. You have to do a lot of writing to get your anger and the poison out of your heart and soul. And then the forgiveness is done in writing. You don't ever have to contact that person. As a matter of fact, we say don't even go there. Do the closure on your own. Because if you don't, this is what's going to happen. And this happened to a client of mine recently. I had never worked with her before. Her husband had cheated on her 4 times. She kept going back to him. She finally left him. And then she came in to me and she said, hey, 2 years ago I ended my divorce. I've been dating these different guys. And every guy I date says the same thing to me. Why don't you give me a chance to earn your trust? Why are you doubting everything I say? How come when I don't return a text in 3 hours, you text me, who are you sleeping with?
Oh, wow.
And so we hold these resentments, Jenny, when we don't forgive the former partner for who lied, cheated, stole from us, whatever it might be.
And
if
project
we don't
them.
Forgive them, withhold that edge, that resentment, that jadedness, and 99% of the time, in one way or another, we're going to do the same thing with our next partner until we clear it up.
150 million%. I mean, there's no doubt that, I can even look until I did the work, real work of forgiveness of past relationships. I would project them into every relationship I was in from high school onwards into the present moment. And until you do that, and I 100% agree with you. You know what I do? I go on my notepad on my phone. Even though it's better to write, I think, with a pen and paper to get your emotions out, I'm like, it's better than not doing it at all. So I get everything out. I write a letter to the person, and then it's amazing how much better I feel. I even think sometimes with friends where I'm like, I'm going to give them a piece of my mind, and I'll start on the notepad before I ever go into the text message, and I get it all out. I'm like, oh my God, this was for me. So 100% healing when you do it that way.
Oh. It's so powerful, and I have to tell you a cute follow-up to the story of forgiving the woman that stole the money. About 2 months ago, she contacted me, and she said, I want to thank you for all you taught me in the relationship. And then at that point, she did apologize, but she had no idea I had done all this written work. And she said, I'm going to ask you a big favor, and I understand if you send me the middle finger back. So she was prepared that I was still pissed off. But she said, my current boyfriend is going through hell with his ex-wife. Would you mind helping him out?
No way.
Yeah, and talking to him on the phone. Jenny, if it was 6 or 8 months before that, before I had done the work, I would have blasted her.
Right.
I would have texted her something so nasty. You bitch, you did this to me, and you want me to help you? Give me a freaking break, right? And I texted her back. I got the text like 20 minutes after she sent it. I got the text, and I texted her back, and I said, absolutely. And she goes, oh, my God, we're at dinner right now. He'll go outside. Would you talk to him right now? And
oh, my God.
I talked to him for a half an hour. And, at the end of it, I felt great, right? I had no edge.
Of course.
And she was blown away. And she sent me back several texts after that saying, oh, my God. My boyfriend was surprised you said yes, but not half as surprised as I was. Thank you.
Isn't that amazing? This is why I love you, though, because you're human and you share those human experiences. Whereas, you tell us, you totally would have, 6 or 9 months earlier, would have been like, you little bitch. No, I'm not helping you. But then after doing the work, it's amazing how good it feels. And that's a true test that you really did the work, because you wouldn't have felt great.
Yeah, because most of the time we'd have that pit in our stomach and we'd be angry, or we would ghost the person. We just wouldn't reply to them, thinking that's how we're going to get back at them.
Exactly.
But our book, Focus, Slay Your Goals, every area of life, we talk about individuals that have overcome massive goals through focus. And one of the most important things, Jenny, that we say, that we really expound upon, is that you cannot multitask major goals. If you have to lose weight and quit smoking and your finances suck and your health sucks and your relationship sucks, you can't go after them all. You have to choose just one. And in the book, we take you through this incredible exercise of how to choose the one to go after right now. because without focus, we're screwed.
You know, it's one of the greatest, I could say, you know, it's like I look at every expert and guru as like a buffet, a beautiful spiritual buffet. And I take a little here, a little there, and I collect them as I go. And one of the greatest gifts you've given me is the focusing on the one thing, because I was a multitasker manifester. And it would either take a long time or they'd manifest only about 50%. And by learning how to focus on one made all the difference in the world.
That is so cool to hear. And that's one of the lies that we've been told in society, you know. If you do a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this, you're going to get somewhere. And in the book, we say you won't get anywhere by doing a little bit. If it's a huge goal, you have to put out a huge effort. And if you're just putting a little bit into your relationship and a little bit into your body, eventually you're going to quit even going after any changes, because nothing is coming to fruition. Just what you just said, Jenny. Nothing is manifesting unless you get very focused and very serious. But once you do, you do life any other way.
Now, I don't think there's any reason, like if people still have a vision board, because I had one back in the day. The difference is, though, what I think David is teaching is you can't just expect them all to happen on their own, and you can't expect them, you can't like have them all at the same time. You can absolutely have your wish list of goals, let's say, throughout your lifetime from here until you die, but focus on one at a time, correct?
Yeah, and I would say if you're going to do a vision board, because I'm not against vision boards, I'm against people who put a vision board up and expect the vision board to do the work.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You've got to put action towards it.
You do, and daily. And we even say in the book with the 90-day program, it's got to be at least 6 days a week of concentrated effort. You know, there was a guy that I worked with, an international filmmaker who made tons of money and never had a penny. He took this course we teach, Financial Freedom. It's 10 weeks long. So he focused for 10 weeks. 20 weeks later, I get a call from his wife, who is absolutely screaming for joy that because he focused for 20 straight weeks, his financial situation totally turned around. So when you do what we're talking about, you're not only going to change your life, but you're going to change the life of people around you. And if you're going to do a vision board, Jenny, for all of your listeners, what I would say is keep it focused on the one major area you're looking to change. Don't have, I am earning $1 million a year at one corner and I am one with God at another and I'm a size 6 at another. Scrap all that. Read the book. See how you choose just that one major goal and then make a vision board just for that one goal.
That's awesome. Absolutely. Unless you have Velcro, and then you can move them around. Put the main goal on the front of the poster board and the rest on the back behind you.
Yeah, and once you accomplish that main goal, then create a new vision board.
Exactly.
Right? I love affirmations. I mean, the first hour of every day is meditation, prayer, affirmations. I do them, 7 days a week. So I love them. Let's make them realistic. With the vision board, like instead of saying, I'm earning $1 million a year, if you're earning $30,000, say I'm earning $60,000. That's a 100% increase. That would make a huge difference in your life. And then when you're earning 60, go to 90, and then go to 150. But enough of this fantastical bullshit thinking of I am a size 2 when you're a size 18. I am earning $1 million a year when you're earning 30. Become more realistic. And I'll tell you what, when you're lying to yourself by making those affirmations that aren't true, which we were all taught to do it this way, including mom, when we're lying to ourselves, we're actually decreasing our confidence and self-esteem when we're making those outrageous affirmations that are nowhere near in sight. But when we pull back and scale down and focus, keep going back to that word focus, we actually will add more energy to our life, Jenny.
100% believe it. And I've done it. And I've read the book and I'm doing it. And I got to tell you, it's made all the difference in the world. I just saw a meme from my friend yesterday on Facebook and said, I'm tired of not being a multimillionaire. And I'm like, okay, you're making $50,000 a year. You can't jump necessarily from there to there. Just like you said, you can, but I just don't think you're going to get the output as quickly or as big as you're hoping. Like I'm glad you agree with me to take those smaller steps towards the bigger goal.
Yeah. Chop
realistic.
the goal down. Yes. Be realistic. Yes, exactly. And let me go back to this analogy again, because The Secret and the Law of Attraction had everyone bamboozled with this thing about I am a millionaire. $1 million a year is $80,000 a month. How many people honestly can raise their hand and say, I have the tenacity, the dedication, the perseverance, I have the talent, I have the skills to earn $80,000 a month? I'm not saying this to be negative. I'm saying it just to be realistic, because you're going to get frustrated when you have a vision board for 6 months or a year, your affirmations or your journaling, and you're nowhere closer to your $1 million a year than you were a year ago. Eventually, Jenny, people give up, and our book says don't give up. Just refocus. Make it realistic. You can always increase your goal once you've achieved it. You know, one of the coolest stories we tell in the book is my friend Evelyn Keeling. Evelyn lost 245 pounds in her late 40s, Jenny. Listen to this. 245 pounds, and we tell her story. In her early 50s, she became a bodybuilder in Las Vegas on a stage in front of 15,000 screaming fans. On one side of the stage was a picture of her 245 pounds heavier, and then she comes out 53 years of age, strutting her stuff, looking amazing. And the only way she could have that accomplished was to focus on one major area of her life. That was her nutrition and her exercise.
Yep.
She didn't try to become a millionaire while she was changing her exercise and nutrition. All she focused on was that. And the end result, and now it took her several years, the end result is absolutely stunning.
Oh, I love that story. I remember it. Gives me the chills, too. So, see, it can happen for everybody. David Essel, once again, thank you so much for helping us help the world. Focus is the name of the book. Focus. Drop the law of attraction. Slay your goals. The Proven Guide to a Huge Success, Powerful Attitude, and Profound Love. David Essel, thank you so much. And don't forget, go to davidessel.com. And thank you so much, honey. I can't wait to talk to you again.
Follow The Jenny McCarthy Show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for behind-the-scenes content.